And the neighbor asked me where she was going to go to school. Just introduced herself, asked us what we were going to do for school. And she said, okay, so since you haven't decided, you have time. She let us know that their school district was overcrowded. There was a lot going on in that part of the state. And she said, think about it, do something else other than these public schools. And let me tell you what was so exciting about that to me. She worked for the school district.
What?
Oh no! I have that same response every time I tell the story.
Hello, I'm going to say I absolutely loved being on the Tina Ramsey show. Her ability to be able to ask questions, her ability to be able to showcase a female, her professionalism, the communication, the razzmatazz of the entire outlet here on the podcast was absolutely phenomenal. And I'm honestly going to give her a 10 out of 10 when it comes to her podcasting skills. And I can say this with a lot of backing because I've been on over 100 podcasts. And I'm telling you, she's A1 in my book for sure.
I had a really great experience on the Tina Ramsey show. I felt like she really asked some valuable questions that can help a lot of people, especially in regards to monetizing. And so the vibe was great. I honestly wouldn't mind coming back on again if she invite me. And I felt like the conversation just flowed. So I am super happy and I can't wait for the show to air on every single platform out there. And thank you again.
Hello, everybody. I am Dr. Tina J. Ramsey, the host of the Tina Ramsey Show and podcast, powered by CTR Media Network. And today we are on location at the Flourish Black Homeschool Conference here in Decatur, Georgia. And we are bringing some of the best within the homeschooling industry so that you will get to know them and know how they can help you. So today we have another amazing featured guest. Her name is Nicole Kennedy Green. And so Nicole, thank you so much for being a featured guest on our show today. How are you?
I'm really well. Thanks for having me, Dr. Tina. It's good to be here.
Listen, I'm so happy that you're here. And what I want you to do right now is just tell us a little bit about yourself because I want to know. And I know they want to know.
Okay, so like Dr. Tina said, I am Nicole Kennedy Green, and I am from Maryland in the DMV area. I'm a 19-year homeschool veteran. I have 3 kids who I homeschooled all the way through K to 12 and down to that last one. The last one is graduating in May, and I'm so glad. And we've just been going along this journey and doing our thing. And as we've been doing it, I've been helping other people get it done too.
Wow, you said 19 years?
19 years.
From the beginning?
From the beginning.
Okay. Now, I am a homeschooler for 10 years, but I did not start from the beginning.
Yes.
I took my children out of public school, and my son was in the 2nd grade, my daughter was in the 4th. So what made you come to the decision to homeschool from the first beginning?
Okay, so that's a really good question. I'm so glad you asked. So we lived in a small town south of Chicago in Illinois. And when we moved there, we didn't even know where we were. We moved there because my husband was working. He got a job there. And I was out walking my daughter. She was 3.5 or so, and the neighbor asked me where she was going to go to school. Just introduced herself, asked us what we were going to do for school, and she said, okay, so since you haven't decided, you have time. She let us know that their school district was overcrowded. There was a lot going on in that part of the state, and she said, think about it, do something else other than these public schools. And let me tell you what was so exciting about that to me. She worked for the school district.
What?
Oh no! I have that same response every time I tell the story, and it's been 19 years. She worked for the school district, and she said, I'm telling you now, these schools are overcrowded, do something else. So we decided to do something else, and we explored every option, every Christian school, every private school, and none of them were gonna suit our needs. I was a kindergarten teacher before I stayed home with my kids, so I said, look, I can do kindergarten. At least I can do kindergarten, and the rest is history. The story goes from there.
Wow, so me and you have some similarities because you mentioned that your baby graduates in May.
Yes.
Right? My baby graduates in June.
Okay.
June 1st or 2nd, that's when they have their graduation. Whatever the first Saturday
Yes.
is of June,
Yes,
whatever
yes,
that
yes,
date is,
yes.
that's their graduation
Yes.
date. So do you plan to still do different things within the homeschooling arena even after your children graduate? Because that's a question that many people ask me.
Yes. So here's the thing about that. So at first I was not going to. I was making a hard left turn. I was like, okay, y'all got it. 19 years is a long time. I am ready to retire. But you know what? I have found that over the 19 years, I've become a subject matter expert. Often I am the expert in the room. And so I am so happy to be able to share with other people what I've learned over my journey. I've written a book called Homeschool 101, Chart the Course, Enjoy the Journey. And so what I plan to do is, what I've been doing all along, is just build out my consulting business and do more coaching for families. Because what I really want families to do, especially families of color, what I really want us to do is be able to approach this thing with confidence that our kids can do it. And I did it from K to 12. I have 3 kids. Everybody's either in college or going, right? And if I can do it, anybody else can do it. Right?
Yeah, you know, you said a very, very crucial point, the confidence.
Yes.
And that's one thing with the homeschooling community. You can have degrees and everything, and then we still lack that confidence.
Right,
because
right.
you want to know that you know that you know.
Right.
And sometimes it's just not that crystal clear.
Right,
but
right.
you just have to go and do it and figure out. And then it's individuals like you who already have the expertise and experience that can kind of help us navigate through the terrain of homeschooling and the different learning styles, what to do, what work for you, and maybe you can find your own way. No, not maybe, you will find your own way eventually through this homeschooling journey. So you mentioned that you do consulting. So tell me a little bit about your consulting business and how you, what demographic that you help.
Sure. So, you know, anybody who calls me, I'm willing to help them. My sweet spot, though, is families of color. And like I said, it's because we have often been told we can't do this. It's not normal for us to do it. When my daughter was 6 and we were moving around in spaces where nobody looked like her, I remember her saying, "Is this legal?" And I thought to myself, why would you not think it's legal? But she said, because there's nobody else out here who looks like us. And I don't want families to, black and brown families to ever feel like they can't do it. And I know, like here in Atlanta, you know, it's black and brown, everything, everywhere, right? And I live in D.C., so, you know, that's Chocolate City. Everybody around us is doing it. But not everyone has that. And even though you may be surrounded by lots of people who look like you, not everyone has the confidence. So my goal is to help families develop the confidence. I do, like, what we would call professional development for moms, kind of help them find their space. What kind of curriculum does your child need? How do you find the place that you need to socialize? All those things. And I also have a ministry that I have started called Homeschool Moms Pray, where when we're not feeling so good about it and we really need to get grounded, I can help moms get grounded too. So that's also what I'm doing.
I love the fact that you created a community within the community.
Yes.
Because also often we put so much time, so much effort in our children that as parents, we lack the, how can I say it, filling our cup up.
Yes.
Okay?
Oh my goodness, so much.
Because we put so much out in our children. And even within the community, when we find, you said that you will help anybody, that you will go and tell them. And see, with that, if we're not being filled ourselves, we're gonna get exhausted. Right. And we're gonna tap out. So the fact that you saw the need, you saw the problem, and you created a solution. And you know, I'm a Christian woman, so I know the power of prayer. Yes. And so what made you start that community? Because we have 1,000,001 things to do as a homeschooling mom already. So,
you know, first of all, I know what we need because I needed it. Because over 19 years, I've needed it, right? But then also, you know, Homeschool Moms Pray started during the pandemic. And I was called upon, I was on everybody's Facebook Live and their church broadcast and doing panels here and there virtually, you know, because everybody want to call you when it's virtual. And, you know, I did a lot of that. And what I realized when I was talking to traditional school families, one of their main concerns was isolation. And it made me really hone in on the fact that we're really the ones that are isolated, because if we don't get out on purpose to our Wednesday co-op or whatever it is we do, we are really isolated. So, you know, they still get to go to school, they still get to go to work, even though they were doing it virtually. And I knew that moms were gonna get drained. I knew that we were gonna need something to fill us up. So I started it just one Saturday a month, and we started praying on Facebook, and it has moved into Zoom, so it's a more intimate setting, you know, more closeness, more interaction, and it's just been a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for families to get what they need, because, you know, if mom is full, she can pour from her overflow, and everybody else can get what they need.
That's an amen moment, what you just said. So mothers, it's okay and it's not selfish to fill your cup up first.
Please fill yourself up.
Okay, so So Nicole, I
Yes.
want you to tell people how they can get in contact with you. You say you have books, so how can they find your books and all that good stuff?
Okay, so my book right now is best available on Amazon, and you can look for Homeschool Moms Pray, and then put Nicole Green next. Homeschool Moms Pray is my ministry. Homeschool 101 is the name of the book, and then put my name next to it. It's the easiest way to find my particular book, and not one by somebody who doesn't really know you. Okay, and then, but my ministry is Homeschool Moms Pray, and the website that is most active is homeschoolmomspray.org. You can also find me on socials. I'm in African American Homeschool Moms social on Facebook, and I have Homeschool Moms Pray has all the socials. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on all the socials. So look me up, find me. I would love to be connected to everybody.
Listen, thank you so much for coming on today and being the featured guest, sharing with us your journey and just being a veteran homeschooler to let us know that, hey, moms, I have something for you. It's not just about the children.
Yeah.
I have something for
I'm
you
all about the
as
moms.
well. So thank you for providing that safe haven, that
Yes.
safe place for us to be able to get filled back up.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It's been a joy.
Yeah. Well, come on back.
Yeah, girl.
You know what, everyone? Wasn't this a great episode? Make sure to check out Nicole on all social media platforms and check out her book, Homeschooling 101, on the places where all the books are sold, okay? And just make sure that you connect, because as moms, we tend to put everything we have into everybody and everything but ourselves.
Yes.
And so Nicole has a place that now you are going to get filled. So you know what I say every time at the end of every episode is that if no one told you today that you matter, that you are worthy, and that you are loved, I want you to know that you matter to me, that you are worthy, and I love you. So what do I want you to do until next time? I want you to do what? I want you to keep smiling. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Tina Ramsey Show, powered by CTR Media Network, because you know what time it is. It's time for you to come share, shine, and grow on the Tina Ramsey Show. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. Bye.